Hello. Thank you for looking at my overview of MMM Global. MMM Global is a financial community that's built for the people, by the people, and it's really a decentralized system, financial peer-to-peer network. It allows two people anywhere in the world to provide help and get help. What does that simply mean? That means that the ideology behind it is that why work within a centralized system that's regulated by the bankers who all get rich, and then you work for the man, which is your boss of the company, and then they get rich? Why not help others now so later on when you need help, you can get help? And so the idea was to create a system of mutual benefit, an aid system, if you will, but it's really a financial peer-to-peer network. It allows you to directly communicate from one point to the other, so it avoids the need of having a company, having a central point of failure, having contracts, it's all based on a honor system, if you will, like eBay. When you send out an eBay purchase, you have to pay first before you get the item back. The simplicity of that is that they have a rating system. If you do not do what you say you're going to do through the integrity of doing it, you'll get no stars, you'll get a negative review. Well, you'll get blocked out of the system, and you'll get basically one try to mess up if it was an accident. Then you get blocked out of the system. So it's a system that is monitored by the MMM Global community, and it's done through what they call the Mavro. The Mavro is a unvalued currency that basically regulates the value of what you provide help into the network. And the network is built on a platform which is done through cryptocurrency, which is the Bitcoin platform, which is growing and expanding incredibly. Some of the biggest VC companies and companies have just invested into cryptocurrency and the Bitcoin movement, if you will. Cryptocurrency is the future of really where money is going, but the key is it's decentralized. That means that there's no central point of failure in regards to the currency. So what does that simply mean? That means that it allows you to be able to put money into it, and then the value of the currency itself allows you to instantaneously transfer money from a penny all the way up to millions of dollars anywhere globally. And it is highest level of encryption across the board, and it's regulated and it's monitored and audited by the people who mine the Bitcoin, which is another conversation. But the key is that it's become over 7 years. Started out with back in 2009. It started out with a gentleman who had 10,000 Bitcoins that were worth half a cent each. I think it was 5 cents each. And he said, "Hey, will somebody buy me a pizza?" And somebody in UK decided to buy him a pizza. That was the beginning of Bitcoin. Then, of course, it got more and more valuable the more and more they realized that there's only a limited amount of Bitcoin that'll ever be put into existence, 21 million Bitcoin. And the fact of the matter is that it's now become socially acceptable because it has a value. It's right about $400 a coin. And it can be broken down into 8 decimal points, which makes it really easy to micro it down versus a macro. So the simplicity of it is that you can order just about anything through either a gift card or direct to major corporations. Even movie funding, Lionsgate accepts it. You can buy a Tesla car with it. You can order through the gift card. You can order Starbucks, Amazon, Walmart, CVS, and all hundreds and hundreds of places accept it. You can buy through cheap air directly. You can buy Bitcoin. You can get an airfare. So Bitcoin is not going anywhere. There's a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there that are looking to copy what they're doing because it's open code. So they were able to take that code and copy it and build other platforms. But the value of cryptocurrency is based on what people will pay for it. More importantly, not only what they'll pay for it, but what you can buy with it. And now that you can buy, there's over 60,000 merchants that are accepting Bitcoin. There's even Bitcoin or BitStop and Bit ATM machines. You can pull cash right out. And there's Bitcoin wallets. Well, we do everything through the MMM Global community based on a platform of Bitcoin. So everything runs through a Bitcoin wallet of some type, like a Coinbase or something of that nature, a blockchain. And you're able to fund it with a bank account. And you're able to put the Bitcoin and provide help into the network. Based on the amount of help you provide, that'll be the amount of Marvo that you get in the system, or Mavro. Mavro is the unvalued currency that regulates the entire system of providing help and getting help. What does that mean? That simply means that you're going to take your Bitcoin and somebody asks for help. So you provide help. You say, I'm going to give $10. You're going to give 10,000 or 1,000. The max you can put in is 10,000, and you send it to the network. If you do not send it through, like as in eBay transaction that went bad, they're going to give you one shot to fix it, and then they're going to block you. So it's regulated, if you will, by the police. And the police on the platform are policing the transaction at the highest level of security that you can get. You will see that one of the key things about this network is that they have thought of everything. It's decentralized, so it really can't be regulated. There's no main company, there's no contracts, there's no leases, there's no point or single point of failure because it's peer-to-peer. Like the Napster network back in the day, it was really hard for anybody to do anything because you were peer-to-peer. You were sending a MP3 file from one person to the other. In this network, we're sending money from one person to the other instantaneously, one point to the other. It's regulating, and more importantly, you're earning based on how much value you're bringing into the global network. So in the simplicity of it, if you take and put in $1,000 and all you did is simply provided that help, just for doing that, they are going to give you a 20% a month, depending on what country you're in, increase in your money, and it'll just grow every month. And then when you go to get help, you'll be able to get help in the amount that you have earned in your Mavro account. In regards to providing help, you can only provide help to a max of $10,000. Now, the beautiful part about it is that they've designed the system where you also can do, in the United States and some other countries, extra activities to really spread the word of the global community with everyone. So they have you do simple tasks such as a Facebook like or a share or hashtag increase on Twitter to really brand it out there and get the world out. Because at the end of the day, right now, as of today, there's over 200 million people in 110 countries that are involved. So this isn't just some little thing. This is a movement. So the ideology is to get away from the current financial system, if you will, the shackles of having to put your money in a bank and let them leverage it up to 9 times and be able to get rich, and the rich get richer and the poor, well, you know the story. So the key is this. Right now we're in a critical movement point with the Bitcoin platform. So that stabilizes everything. It leaves the regulators out from doing anything about it. We have the ability to have no single point of failure, and you're able to earn up to 100% a month if you do these simple activities. Based on psychology, now this is the key part about this. If you just looked at it in the pure fact that your money is compounding or growing every month at 100%, the system would simply crash simply because of the number of people that are involved in the compounding effect. But because of psychology and because there people are actively, knowingly participating in the network, there's no guarantees, everybody knows the inherent risks about the program, you're able to be involved in a network that allows you to keep the principle of what you've done in and take out what you need on a monthly basis to be able to live and enjoy your life and not be a slave to the dollar, to reinvest in projects and things that you want to take the money out when you actually need it. But more importantly, the monies that you decide to give help in the network, that money is actually discretionary. What I mean by that, it's money that you would play the lottery with, something you would go to Vegas with, something that you can afford to not hurt your family. Discretionary money that you could blow on a weekend, or that you're not taking all the money you have put in the system. There's many disclaimers, and that's the beautiful part. And the part I like about it the most is that they put disclaimers right up front that you are involved in a system where everybody equally knows exactly what we're doing. We're all part of the same system. You're putting in the amount of money that you can afford to easily lose, and you're able to provide help with a system that regulates that you actually provided that help, and then when you're ready to take the help back, meaning that you get help, at that point, you are then going to increase whatever it was that you originally put in is increasing every day. You can take out to that max amount. However, most people, again, are only going to put in what they can afford to put in and take out on a monthly basis what their needs are. And because of fear, loss, and hope of gain, it's going to, no matter what, people don't want to take out all the money unless there's a worldwide panic. When I think of MMM Global as a platform that really levels the playing field for everyone, so you could be rich, you can be poor, you could be anywhere in between, and put in your discretionary money into a system that grows. The difference is it allows you to be able to, if you put in $100 over a period of time, you would get to the point where you could take out a monthly amount of money that's substantial enough to afford your lifestyle. If you put in $10,000, which is the max you can put in, of course, it's going to happen quicker. The key to the model is that most of the people don't know how to explain the story. They don't understand that it really started back in 1989 with Sergei Mavrodi out of Russia. And there's a movie about it. There's an ideology about this entire movement. It explains exactly why the system and why he gave it back to the people, and how the system in and of itself will not let him continue to give it to the people. He's tried multiple ways to do this. He finally found the perfect platform. In 2011, he tried one other platform, and in 2014, he rolled out the Bitcoin platform, which was the perfect storm, if you will, of putting everything together. You have a decentralized company. So he's not the main point. He's just a participant in the network. He's a participant just like everyone else. You have a regulatory system that's backed by people who are training people. And then you don't have the blind leading the blind, leading the stupid. You have people that actually are going to a school and they're learning the ideology. They're learning the process. They're learning how to sign people up and secure what they're doing to do the provide helps and get helps. You also have the Bitcoin, which I explained. The Bitcoin model is going to grow. There's some projections that say, and again, no disclaimers of earnings, but there's some projections that say it could grow as much as 5,000, 10,000 plus per coin, and it's at $400. Simply based on there's only 8 million people right now involved in Bitcoin. Now, if you think about that, there's 1.4 billion on Facebook. Now, let me give you some crazy, staggering statistics. Worldwide, right now, across the entire world, there's 7 billion people, 1.5 billion of which actually have a bank account. Think about it, 5.5 billion people do not have a bank account. They're in countries that they are limited in commerce. They don't have, some don't have a social security number or tax ID. They have no way to really purchase things. But 6.5 billion people have a smartphone, a cell phone that can handle internet transactions. So all you need is a smartphone in order to be able to transact with Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin becomes more popular on the internet and both direct to retailers, it becomes more and more socially acceptable to take people with or without a bank account and be able to provide them a means to do that. Now think about this. There's only 8 million people. Were you one of the first 8 million out of the 1.4 billion on Facebook? Were you one of the early adopters of the internet when it was the pre-web, when it was prior to, when it was Prodigy, when it was IBM's platform? You didn't probably get involved. You were a late adapter. So this is what they call disruptive technology. This is a disruptive system. And by the way, when you're disruptive in a process, the government, the Federal Reserve, the bankers, they do not want you to know about this. That's why you haven't heard about it, because we're trying to keep it a secret and share the message in a positive way. Because if you go on the internet, you're going to find a lot of negative about it simply because people don't take the time to understand. One of the things that I pride myself on is that I take the time to educate myself and understand this process, to understand anything I get involved with. And I know the inherent risks involved, and I hope you understand the inherent risk involved. But the MMM Global is a global community of people that are providing help and getting help through a mutual financial peer-to-peer system that allows them to share a message of prosperity so they can get away from the system, get away from being a slave to the man, as I mentioned, and be able to help everyone. I just want to say this in closing. Sergei Mavrodi is a brilliant man. He has pushed through persecution. He has taken an idea that his time has come, found a platform to get it out to the masses. There's only 200 million people involved right now. Just imagine when a billion, a billion and a half, 2 billion people find out about this program, and you're able to pull out a monthly amount that's able to handle all of your stresses, all the worries that you have, simply because you're involved in something that people just realize that they're just sick and tired of being sick and tired of sick and tired. And they want to create something that can be for their kids and their kids and their kids' kids. A generational wealth program where you can take the money out and then do something with it and invest it in something real. Whether you want to grow a company, or you want to buy real estate, or you want to get involved in something, or a charity that you want to put money back to or tithe to. Whatever's important to you, that's what this is good for. If people don't take advantage of it, if the greedy don't get involved and decide to be the ones to destroy the system because of their pure greed, and if the psychology of people maintains the system the way that it is, It'll continue to grow. It'll continue to have money coming in, money going out, flow in, flow out. The reason why we had a financial collapse here in the US with our banking system was simply because of worldwide greed and then local greed and panic. And of course, people pulled their money out of the biggest financial institutions. We had to bail out the banking system. It's just a big mess. There's other points about the fact that the dollar is no longer backed by anything. You want to think about that for a second. The dollar, back when Nixon took it off the gold standard, is backed by debt. There's nothing that backs it up. They just decide they're going to go print more money. Well, that just creates inflation. And then they cover that with more debt. And it falls in the back of the taxpayer. It falls in the back of countries. It just creates a system of leverage against leverage, just like the housing market that eventually collapses. So what we have here is a peer system, peer to peer. Peer transaction, peer recipient. Makes your life simple, makes it doable, makes it enjoyable. And I hope that you take the time. Do not just Google everything that you see. Take the time to really truly understand this network. Understand the movement and the ideology behind Global, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. With that, I want to thank Sergey Mavrari for creating the Global and taking the years and years of being the pioneer until we can get into now the development stage to really bring this to become something that is a foregone conclusion and that people and the masses cannot deny the growth. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you want more information about Global, please feel free to contact me or anybody that I work with so we can actually explain the process, get you information, make sure you feel comfortable before you invest a penny. So with that, thank you so much. Have a great life. Take care, take charge, and we'll see you on the other side of financial prosperity.